It is just so easy to fall into this false sense of security when you're staring at a blank screen.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Like you sit down at your desk, you open up an AI chat box, and it feels incredibly intimate.
Yeah, just you and the algorithm.
Exactly. It feels like this private notebook where you can just, jot down whatever is on your mind, paste whatever you're working on, and just get instant help.
Right, which is exactly why it's so dangerous.
I mean, treating an AI chat box like a private notebook is actually a lot more like standing in the middle of a crowded plaza and just whispering your company's deepest secrets into a megaphone.
That is a terrifying image, but yeah, it's pretty accurate.
So our mission for you today is figuring out how to use AI at work without accidentally handing over the keys to your career or, your company's data.
Right.
And we're using this really comprehensive guide today titled AI WorkSafe, 9 Data Privacy Rules for ChatGPT at Work. So, okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Because the stakes here feel incredibly high.
They really are. I mean, the reality is the tools are fantastic. We all know that.
Oh, for sure.
But the real question for you, the listener, shouldn't be, can AI help me? I mean, we already know the answer to that is yes.
Yeah, obviously.
The question you need to be asking yourself every single time you hit enter is, what am I giving to AI in order to get that help?
Right. Like, what is the actual price of admission for that perfectly formatted email you just asked it to write?
Exactly.
Like, because imagine you're at work, right? You have this massive document, let's say 50 pages of dense text.
A total nightmare to read.
Right. And you're on a tight deadline.
Yeah.
So you hit select all, you copy it, paste the whole thing into an AI tool, and just type summarize this.
Which happens every single day.
But I have to play devil's advocate here and push back on the idea that this is necessarily reckless. I mean, from a worker's perspective, this is just pure efficiency.
Sure.
I have a million things to do. I'm just using the tools available to me to save time and, clear my desk.
What's fascinating here is that the motivation is completely rational.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's trying to be malicious.
Right. They're just trying to go home at 5.
Exactly. The danger lies in how frictionless the tool is.
Yeah.
It's so easy that it makes it very easy to just bypass your critical thinking entirely.
Yeah.
It creates this profound lack of data awareness. We tend to view hitting enter on a prompt the exact same way we view saving a Word document to a local hard drive.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But when you query a public large language model, or LLM, you are literally sending data out of your secure ecosystem.
But wait, even with the new data controls, because I know OpenAI and some others have options where you can opt out of model training.
Right, they do.
Or they have these temporary chat features that supposedly don't appear in your history. It kind of creates the impression that you're in a secure sandbox.
Well, it creates the illusion of a sandbox.
The illusion, right.
Because public AI prompts can still be logged on external servers before those temporary controls even kick in.
That's crazy.
And more importantly, if you aren't using a really strict enterprise-level ring-fenced account, your data might just be used to train future iterations of the model anyway.
Okay, so to understand why this is such a nightmare, I guess we have to look at how LLM training actually works.
Right. It isn't a database where you can just easily search for a file and hit delete.
Yeah, it doesn't work like a hard drive.
Not at all. When an LLM ingests data, it basically adjusts the numerical weights and connections across, billions of parameters.
So it's kind of like pouring a cup of coffee into the ocean.
That is exactly it.
Like you can never go back and extract those specific drops of coffee once they've completely dispersed into the water.
The coffee analogy perfectly captures the irreversibility of it all. The data dissolves into the actual architecture of the model.
Wow.
And because it's baked into those numerical weights, a highly specific prompt from, say, another user down the line.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it could theoretically cause the model to regurgitate the exact sensitive information you fed it months earlier.
That is terrifying.
It is. And this is exactly why the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre, the NCSC, explicitly advises users against including sensitive information in queries to public LLMs.
Right. And the UK's Information Commissioner's Office, the ICO, they handle data privacy regulations, and they echo this with their core principle of data minimization.
Which is such an important concept.
It really is. It's essentially the practice of thinking critically about the absolute minimum amount of personal data necessary to accomplish a task, which honestly leads us to the core mantra from our source material today. Like, if you take absolutely nothing else away from this deep dive, please write this down.
Get a pen.
Seriously. The mantra is remove, replace, or generalize.
That right there is your ultimate prompt filter.
Yeah. So let me show you what this actually looks like in practice.
Yeah.
Let's say you're dealing with a routine customer service issue.
Okay.
A bad prompt, like the trap we literally just talked about, looks like this.
Yeah.
You paste in, summarize this client complaint from Sarah Johnson, account number 47291, about her delayed refund of $2,450.
Oh, I cringe just hearing that.
Right. You've just fed Sarah's full name, her specific account number, and her financial dispute into a completely public tool.
It's basically a privacy breach waiting to happen.
Exactly. So applying our mantra, a much safer prompt would be something like, a customer reported a delayed refund. Create a professional response structure with an apology, explanation, next step, and follow-up timeline. Do not invent facts.
See, that is brilliant because you are no longer asking the AI to process Sarah Johnson's specific problem.
Great. She's out of the equation.
You are asking the AI to build a framework for you to process the problem.
Yes.
You get the professional structure, but the actual, sensitive data never leaves your desk.
It's such a subtle shift, but it fundamentally changes your entire risk profile.
Absolutely.
So now that we really understand how to prompt safely, let's look at the specifics. Our source material breaks down 9 distinct things you must never paste into an AI tool.
Let's get into it.
Let's start with operational security and corporate liability. We are talking about the literal core infrastructure of the business.
The elements that, if exposed, could honestly lead to immediate financial loss or system breaches.
Right. So this covers Rule 1, which is credentials, meaning never paste passwords, one-time passwords, API keys, or SSH keys.
Never.
And for those who don't spend all their days in server rooms, an API key is essentially a digital passcode that lets 2 software programs talk to each other securely.
Right.
And an SSH key is this cryptographic method used to securely access remote servers. So handing these over is literally handing over the administrative keys to your company's digital infrastructure.
It's just asking for trouble.
It really is. And it also covers Rule 7, source code. Do not paste private repository details, database connection strings, or, authentication logic.
We have actually already seen the catastrophic fallout of ignoring this specific rule.
Oh, right, the Samsung thing.
Yes. Look at the infamous Samsung incident. Shortly after ChatGPT launched, some Samsung engineers pasted proprietary source code into the tool to check for errors and optimize the code.
Yikes.
And they also pasted meeting notes related to their semiconductor hardware.
Oh, man. And because of the whole ocean and coffee mechanics we just talked about, that highly confidential, multi-billion-dollar intellectual property was suddenly just absorbed right into the training data.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, the engineers were just trying to be efficient.
Right.
I mean, the machine can spot a syntax error in a microsecond.
It's so fast.
It is.
Yeah.
But AI is not a secure, sandboxed environment for your company's unpublished product code.
Right.
It is a text prediction engine operating on external servers.
I can really see the tension here, though.
Wow.
I mean, if I'm a developer stuck on a piece of code, or I'm just trying to figure out why an API integration is failing,
You want the help.
I need the help. I'm going to use the tool. The trick, I guess, is applying our mantra: remove, replace, generalize. So instead of saying, here is my production API key and the database connection string, why is this failing? You ask, explain how API keys should be stored securely in a business application.
Right.
Or explain how to structure environment variables securely in a web app, which are essentially just hidden configuration files anyway.
That's a perfect way to handle it.
Yeah.
If you absolutely must check a function, you have to strip out every single secret, credential, and proprietary architecture detail.
Scrub it clean.
Completely clean. And you provide a simplified, generic version of the logic. You ask why the logic might fail, not why your specific system is failing.
That makes a lot of sense. And that actually brings us to Rule 6, financial data.
Oh, this is a big one.
Keep your bank accounts, your payroll files, unreleased revenue, and tax records completely out of the prompt box.
Keep it out.
If you upload a spreadsheet of unreleased quarterly earnings just to get a quick summary for a presentation,
Don't do it.
you are literally flirting with insider trading violations and massive regulatory fines.
The friction between efficiency and security is honestly always going to exist. But trading your company's financial confidentiality to save what, 20 minutes on a spreadsheet pivot table?
Yeah.
It's a catastrophic miscalculation of risk.
Okay, so we've talked about exposing the company's code and cache, which obviously hurts the bottom line. But the stakes get so much higher and honestly legally much murkier when the data you expose doesn't belong to the company, but to the actual human beings working there.
Right. This is where the risk moves from system security to
Yeah.
personal privacy and severe compliance violations.
Yeah, which brings us to rule 2, customer data. Do not paste full names, addresses, or passport and national ID numbers.
Never.
And it covers Rule 3, employee information, so no salary details, disciplinary notes, performance reviews, or hiring notes.
That stuff is so sensitive.
Highly sensitive. And Rule 8, medical, health, and crisis info. Never, ever paste HR leave requests, workplace injury reports, or medical certificates.
If we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
exposing this kind of data destroys foundational trust.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, if your employees or your customers find out their most vulnerable data was casually fed into a chatbot, you will never recover that relationship.
No way.
And beyond the relational damage, it creates massive compliance nightmares, particularly under frameworks like the GDPR in the European Union or, the CCPA in California.
Yeah, those regulations do not look kindly on unauthorized data processing.
No, they do not.
And sending an employee's medical leave request to an external LLM server is absolutely unauthorized processing.
AI should never become an unofficial, unapproved HR processing tool.
Wow, that's a great way to put it.
It really shouldn't. It shouldn't be a casual sounding board for someone else's medical issues or a place to complain about an employee's performance using their real name and history.
Right. But the problem is that managers are often so overwhelmed and they just use AI to help draft difficult emails or like performance improvement plans.
They do, constantly.
So I can offer a practical workaround for that exact scenario.
Yeah.
Say you have an employee on your team who is struggling with deadlines and you need to write a formal performance review. If you upload your private notes about their mistakes or their past reviews, you've crossed a major line.
Big time.
But you can ask the AI for a neutral performance review template for an employee who needs improvement in communication and deadline management.
Yes. You are utilizing the AI for its core strength, which is generating structured professional language without compromising the sensitive context of the individual.
Exactly. You get the exact phrasing you need to conduct a professional review, but you keep the human being's privacy entirely intact.
It's the best of both worlds.
It really is. So we've protected the infrastructure and the people. The next area our source material tackles is protecting the company's legal standing and its future strategy.
Okay.
This includes Rule 4, confidential company documents. We're talking business plans, board papers, unreleased announcements, supplier agreements.
Right.
And Rule 5, contracts and legal. No NDAs, no settlement documents, or pending disputes.
And executives and project managers frequently stumble here
I bet.
because they deal with dense, voluminous text daily, which makes the summarization capabilities of AI incredibly tempting.
I mean, this is where I actually struggle a bit with the rigidity of these rules.
How so?
Because summarizing massive, dense documents is exactly what this technology is built for. Right. So if a project manager gets handed a 50-page unreleased business plan, running it through an LLM to extract the 5 key deliverables literally saves hours of administrative drag. Are we really supposed to just go back to reading 50 pages with a highlighter?
I know, it sounds painful. The technology is entirely capable of doing it. But you have to ask yourself, if you are willing to trade your company's legal security for those saved hours.
Yeah.
Because the moment you upload an NDA or an unreleased board paper to a public tool, you are potentially breaching confidentiality agreements and exposing trade secrets.
Oh,
You should never ask AI to act as your lawyer or your secure document parser.
Okay, so the solution isn't to just abandon the tool entirely, but to change our relationship with it. Like, we need to stop asking the AI to process the actual payload and instead ask it to provide the framework.
That is the crucial distinction, yes. You don't upload the NDA to have it analyzed.
Right.
Instead, you ask the AI to explain the common sections of a software service agreement in simple language.
Oh, okay.
Or you ask it to create a checklist of standard clauses to review in a vendor contract.
So you use the AI to educate yourself on what to look for. You get the checklist, and then you apply that checklist to your highly confidential document completely offline.
Exactly.
You are asking for the map rather than asking the AI to actually drive the car.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks. You use the tool to make yourself a sharper reader, not to do the reading for you.
Right.
It requires a lot of discipline, but it ensures you never compromise the data. So, wow, we've covered 8 rules now spanning operational security, human privacy, and legal exposure.
That's a lot.
It is a lot to remember, especially when you are rushing to get a project done on a Tuesday afternoon and the chat box is just sitting there waiting to help you.
Which is why the final rule in our source material acts as the absolute ultimate litmus test for daily workflow.
Yes, Rule 9. It's called the Slack rule, and it is beautifully simple.
I love this one. Yeah.
Before you paste anything into an AI tool, you just ask yourself one question. Would I be comfortable posting this in a public company Slack channel?
It really puts it in perspective.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because applying this rule instantly shatters that illusion we talked about at the very beginning.
Yeah.
It takes the AI from being this private locked diary and turns it into a public bulletin board.
Exactly. If you wouldn't post the workplace gossip, the internal conflict, or the unreleased software change into a channel with literally all your coworkers,
Yeah.
you do not paste it into the AI.
It's such a good rule of thumb. And to make this even more actionable, the guide provides a 7-question pre-flight checklist. I highly suggest making this a mental habit before you ever press enter at work. Let's just run through them real quick.
Go.
1. Does this include personal data? 2. Does this include company confidential information? 3. Does this include passwords, keys, or access details?
Crucial ones.
Right. 4. Does this include customer or employee information? 5. Does this include financial or legal data? 6. Would my manager approve of me sharing this?
And 7, honestly the most important one. Can I ask the exact same question using fake or generalized data?
Remove, replace, generalize, it just all comes back to that.
It really does.
Which brings us to a very practical assignment for you, the listener, based straight out of the source material today.
I love homework.
Well, this is important homework. Before you use AI at work again, before you write another email, debug another script, or summarize another report, take 5 minutes to write your own personal do not paste list.
Highly recommend this.
Look at your exact role. Are you in HR sales? Engineering? Write down 5 specific things from your daily workflow that should never, ever go into an AI tool without express approval.
And stick it somewhere visible.
Yes, pin it to your monitor. That single habit protects your company, your customers, and your career.
It really is the definition of operational maturity.
Yeah.
But, this raises an important question.
Oh.
Our entire deep dive today has focused on your responsibility. What you are feeding into AI to protect others, the company, the clients, your peers.
Right.
Consider the reverse scenario. What happens when your colleagues, or perhaps your managers, are quietly feeding your private workplace conversations into AI?
Oh, man, I didn't even think about that.
What if they're taking your emails, your performance quirks, your moments of frustration, and just pasting them into their own prompts to figure out how to, deal with you?
That is such an uncomfortable thought.
Right. As AI becomes completely ubiquitous, the challenge isn't just about data compliance anymore. It is deeply cultural. How do we build a workplace environment where everyone actually respects this invisible boundary? Not just out of fear of leaking company data, but out of basic respect for each other.
Man, that's heavy. So what does this all mean? We started this deep dive by saying that treating AI like a private notebook is actually like whispering into a megaphone.
Yep.
The question you have to leave with today is, who else is holding a megaphone, and are they whispering your name into it? Think carefully before you type. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.